So welcome back to this channel IBMI classes, and I'm creating this video to have a session on EXTMBR keyword. So earlier also we have a session on EXTMBR keyword, but here there is a user case or a scenario um, where I'm trying to read multiple members of a file in the same RPG program without using any CL program or any override dbf command. So I'm just only using the xtmbr keyword to read multiple members, so out of some total members. For example, there are 3 members in a particular file and I just want to read any 2 members of those files in my program without using override, without having any CL program. So there is only just one rpgle program which will gonna call from the command line itself, and we need to read the X 2 members out of 3. So using ext, first of all I am giving a briefing here that using extmbr keyword we just can only read a single member of a file or all the members of a file, right? Either we can read the first member or the last member by specifying the star last in the xtmbr keyword. So we'll be providing the star last value in the uppercase, so value will always be in the uppercase. So now, or the star all case, so which will be reading all the members. So how can we read any 2 specific member or any 3 specific member out of 5 or out of 3? So this is the thing. So I just want to not to read all the members, not to read the first or last member or any one member or any one member. I just want to read 2 members out of 3. So how can I do that using extmbr keyword in my program? So yes, we can do this. We have a facility of either we can use a looping method or we can use the method of compile time array. So here I'm gonna use the compile time array to fulfill my this requirement, and which is basically a very good approach because we are not gonna hard coding anything. So we just need to hard code the member names in the compile time array so that we can change the member name in the compile time array at any time, and we don't need to change the program at all, or we don't need to write the program again and again or multiple programs. So just see this program. So here I am using the file name. So the file name is file name, which is not actually present as an object. So this is just a temporary file name which will be gonna overrided, means overrided by the ext file or extmbr keyword. So we are basically going to read this, the value which is available in read file or in the member. So we are reading this file and the member which will be provided here. Now the first and the important thing here is we need to define our file as the user open. Why in this case? Because we are not gonna reading the only one member, so we are gonna reading the multiple members here, and we are not calling this program again and again. So we just need to call this program once, and since if we don't specify user open here, then our program file will get opened at the initialization time of the program, and then we won't be able to read the another member. So the first member which gets read will be always read. So if we are gonna reading 2 members out of 3, so we will be reading the same member both the times. So for this purpose we will be specifying our file as user open so that the control is in our hand and we can have the power to open that file at any time and close that file at any time. Or you can say here in this case we can open that file member at any time and close that member at any time as per our need. So here I'm gonna overriding the file and member using ext file and ext mbr keyword, and the file is defined as user open mode. Why? I have already explained, because I have to read the multiple members here in a single call. Now, why I use the xcdesc keyword? So this is a benefit for us. So we know that we specified the file name here as file name, which is not an object. So during compile time we will be getting error that we are not gonna finding the references of the file name. So for that purpose, definition of file will be provided from IBM I class 1 library / file1. So file1 definition will be looked during the compilation time for this file, and the program will get compiled. So if we are not gonna specifying xcdesc keyword, we need to override that file name with the file which we are gonna using this which we are gonna reading here in this program. So that's one more step. So we are reducing that step of compilation, that is override, removing the need of the override from outside the program, then compiling the program. So we just need to compile our program. We don't need to overwrite this file name first and then compile. So this is the benefit for us for using this keyword. Now here I am declaring some variables. So l underscore id, l underscore name, l underscore address. So these variables are basically the variables, local variables respective to the file fields. So we are basically fetching the field values into these variables from the file. So file 1 is having 3 fields, or all the members is having 3 fields, these fields. Now read file, which we specified here, which is a variable member, which we specified here, which is also a variable. So I don't need to you can say I don't need to give the initialization here. That is not required, because we need to give the initialization when we are not using the user open, right? So at that time we just need a file which is gonna open. So if we are not giving the file, we will be getting the level check error at that time. So for removing that need, we are using user open. So there is no initialization required. Why I initialized? To just overcome the level check error, because during initialization the file opened and there is no file for file name, since the override didn't happen till now. So for that purpose we need to initialize that file or member here during the initialization time. So we are not gonna initialize here, right? Because we use the user open with the file. Now here we defined a compile time array of length 10, since the member name is of length 10, and here I specified, you can specify any size, I specified 5 with CT data. Now this is a loop variable which is gonna use to run that compile time, read that compile time array in loop, and this is the size. So this is not a size, this is the number of elements, you can say, or you can just remove this line, or also you can remove this line also. What you can do, you can write that here. So loop, so you can write here number of elements. So the number of elements will always be 5, because we used 5 with dim. Now we can see at the bottom we declared our compile time array star star, then CG data compile array, that is the name of the compile time array. Then we can specify 5 members, the 5 member name. So mbr2 mbr3, they were all in the upper cases always. So in case if anyone writes it in lower case, then we can specify here that members at this point we can specify percentile upper function. So the or percentile xlate function. There is no percentile upper function. Upper function is there in SQL, so we can use percentile xlate here. So we are not gonna using that here because we are not gonna giving the demo for xlate here. So here you can see there is a compile time array, there is a loop, and in compile time array I have specified member 2 and member 3 of the file. So if you look at the file, the file name is file1. So if I do espft file1, I can see there are three members in DSPFD of information. So what are those members? So if I do page down, I'll be getting the detail. So the first member would be the same name as the file1, member 2, mbr2 we can see, and this is what mbr3. This is the first member, file1, member 2 is the file2, member 3 is the file3. So if I want to look the data in that, I can use DSP PFM, sorry, DSP PFM file1 star first is the file1. I can see member is file1, so there are two records in file1, mbr2. So there are two records in mbr2 as well. In mbr3 there are 4 records. So we are using the second and third member. So we specified the names of the member. So I can specify any name of the member. So what member or in any way. So whatever the name of the member, that will be only read in this program. So I'm now setting the loop variable as 1 here. So these are the declaration things and the file and the member things which I showed to you, and above just the one thing which is extmbr and ext file with user open. And I already described you that why we are not gonna initializing the values here, because we are using the user open. So in case if we are not using the user open, then we must have to, then in that case we will be getting the runtime error level check. So here I am setting the loop variable as 1. So I am reading loop is less than equal to percentile element of the compile array. So there will be 5 elements. So I can specify 5 member names in the compile time array. If I want to give the more member names, I can just increase the length of this compile array to any extent till its limit. And so there is one more condition, and compile array loop is not equal to blank. So suppose this is of 5 length, so we can specify 5 member, but right now I only specified 2 members, so I just want to read only 2. I don't want to read all the 5 members because other 3 would be blank for me. So I specified the condition compile array loop is not equal to blank. So in this case I'll be only reading those 2 members which is specified. So in case anyone mention the third member, it will automatically read the member 3 times, since I'll be getting the blank value at the 4th position of the compile array, right? So we don't need to change this condition anymore. We just need to extend the size of this compile array in case we want to give more than 5 members here, and no condition change required here. So now after reading the this file, this compile time array, I can also specify this read file here, because I can move it above because I am giving it the only one time. Now I'm getting the compile array So at the first index I am getting the member 2, so member 2 will be moved to the member variable, right? And then I am opening the file. File name would be IBMI class 1 file 1, IBMI class 1 file 1 and member 2, right? And I'm opening the file, then I'm doing the setll read and do while not percentile end of file and not percentile error, and then I'm evaluating the member feeds to the local variable feeds. I'm reading this file in loop, and then I'm closing the file, right? Then I am incrementing the loop by 1. Since after performing or after reading all the data of the first member, then I am incrementing the loop by 1 before, and then before closing that file, right? Now closing that file, or you can say member here. Now undo, and again the loop will come to the second uh, times, will iterate second time, and it will fetch the member 3 member name as member 3, and then it will open the member 3, and then it will read the member 3, and you can specify your own logic here, whatever you want to do with that. So in this way you are gonna able to read any number of members out of total members, right? So this is a very useful program for every one of us who are gonna watching this. So like, now just compile this program. Take option 14, F10, page down, page down, page down, just to compile it with the star source. So the program has been compiled successfully. I'll be debugging this program, case 23. Set the breakpoint at line number 1, then call case 23. So I know that member 2 has only 2 records and member 3 has 4 records. Now I'm gonna read this file. So for example, currently read file is now value IBMI class 1 slash file 1. So it will be set at the first instance. So because we are not gonna change the name of the file, we just want to change the name of the member. Now loop equals to 1. Loop is less than percentile element of compile array, and compile array at the first position is not blank. Just check. Yes, it is not blank. So I'll be getting the member name. I got the member name as member 2. So if I do shift escape 3 here, and if I look at the open files or members, do 14, so I cannot see any file 1 or member, any member gets opened here. Now just press F10. Now open file name. So file name is basically the file and the member as specified here. File name is file and member. Now do shift escape 3 to 14 here. So I can see that file 1 is opened from library IBMI class 1, and the member which is opened is member 2. Now press F10, edit setll read, not percentile end of file and not percentile error. So the first record read successfully, read again, second record read, because this member has only 2 records, ID1 and ID2, and there is no more records, so the loop will end. And if I look escape 3, currently the file is open, or you can say the member 2 is opened of file 1. Now this member will get closed. Shift escape 3 to 14, I can see that member or file is get closed now. So the loop value will become 2 now. So if I specify 3 members, and there would be 5 members in that file, then I'm gonna read that 3 members. So this has now become a dynamic program for us. So that's a very useful program for us. Loop is 2, Now member is member 3. That's correct. Now if I look at shift escape 3, by doing shift escape 3 for the open file, there is no open file at all. Now the file gets opened, file or member, because file name is now currently set with read file as IBM class 1 file 1 and member as member 3 now. So if I look at shift escape 3 option 14 for the open file, so I can see that file 1 is opened in IBM class 1 library and member now opened is member 3. Earlier the member which was opened is member 2. So now I can see that it will read the records of that member one by one. ID2, so this member has 4 records. ID1 again 3 records have been read. ID2 will again 4 records. Now this loop will end and this member will get closed. File and member will get closed. Keep 3 14, so I can see that the member 3 is now closed. Now if I look at the position 3rd compile time array, so this percentile element of compile time array will be 5, so this condition will be true till now, but this will fail, so this is blank actually, so my loop will end and the program will end. So here we have seen that how we can just override multiple members out of total members. Suppose there are 5 members and we want to read 3 members in the RPG program. We don't need any CL program, we don't need any override, we don't need to call that program again and again by overriding that file with some members. So we can handle this specifically in our RPG program only. We just need to call that program once and that program will do whatever we want to do, or what number of members we want to read out of a total number of members in that file. So earlier what we doing, we follow that we just overriding a member and then we are calling a program, right? Then we again coming, we are again overriding the another member from CL, then we are calling the same program with another member for processing of that member. Then we are again overriding the 3rd member out of, for example, 5th member. There are 5 members, we are overriding the 3rd member and then we are calling the program from the CL program, and then program will read the 3rd member and then we are returning back. So in this way we are not doing that way, so we are just handling, so we just need to call that program only once. That program will itself override those 3 members in that area, in that program area. So we can use the concept of compile time array here. So it depends upon you how you choose. You just need to do the loopings. Either you can do with the compile time array or any other way, or any other array, or your own logic. You just need to do the looping and you need to use the user open with those file members, right? Because program always opens the files during the initialization time. You don't need to open that file during the initialization, right? Because you need to read the multiple members in your program. So that's all in this video. I think this video will be very useful for all of you. So thank you and have a nice time.